Hi guys, welcome to my new channel. My name is Matt. I'm going to start off by saying I'm going to do some Angular tutorials. I specialize in Angular and have been since doing AngularJS 1. I'll probably do some tutorials on Ionic, and I will be doing some stuff at the moment on Fabric.js as I'm doing a lot of work. So I thought I'd show some of you guys some tips and tricks with some Fabric stuff and help you get started. Later down the line, I'm hoping to do some other tutorials with like ImageMagick, which I've been doing some stuff with as well. And I will hopefully finally get on to doing some stuff where with an own project of mine, and we can have a look at that over a period of time. But today, I think the best thing to do is to get started by showing you how to set up Fabric.js in Angular, and we'll go from there. First things first, I think the best thing to do is set up a routing file. I like to get routing files done straight away. Generally, you're going to have an application. It's best to set up a route, even if it's a small one. You're likely to end up having an application that goes further than an app module. Especially me, I have a lot of things at work that go way further than that. So I generally set these up automatically. It just makes life a little bit easier when you're trying to expand. So let's get started there. First file is app.routing. We make that obviously inside of the app file folder. Inside of here, what we want to do is we want to create first of all, we want to export routes. So export const routes. That needs to have the type of routes, which hopefully I can get WebStorm to load for me. If you don't have WebStorm, you're going to have to load these things yourself. But I do recommend getting it, as it is really useful. It just saves a lot of time. You don't have to import things. It does it automatically for you. And it will save a lot of time. So let's enter path. I'm going to enter a path of nothing here. And then I think I'll have path match. Sorry, not caps. Path match. That will be full. And then on the redirect, we're going to have a path of new. What I'm going to do, probably you'll see in later videos, is I'm going to try and work on loading stuff into the canvas based on a hash on the URL. So we'll look at that. So that's why I'm saying new. Right, next bit, export const routing. We need to then set this to have module with providers type, which you can load, and then equals router module dot for route, and then we add in routes there. Now, this we need to make sure we do have for route, very important. And then inside of app module, app.component.html, we will want to have a router outlet. So I'm to add that. Next thing I think to do is have a new module. So what we'll do is we'll add a new item in the terminal, and then you can use Angular CLI. I'm using Angular CLI, by the way. It's just a lot easier. Get started. It's designed for Angular. Best thing to use. I don't generally use anything else. So let's do this. NGG module. I'm going to call this creator because I'm just going to create a creator area, which is for the Canvas stuff. Right, so you'll see this. There'll be a module called creator. Now let's create a component in there as well. Spell that. Creator. Right, now we've got a component as well. Okay, so first things first is we want to go into create a module. We do want to load the decorations for this, so we want to load in create a component. There we go. And in app module, you'll find that if you've got this, it will have loaded create a component in here. We don't want to do that. We instead want to load it in the actual module into imports. So we'll go in here and go create a module. Right, now in creator, we need to add another routing file. So let's do creator dot routing, and add that. No, I don't want to add it to Git. Then all we need to do then is go into this. We will copy the app routing stuff. Saves typing all that again. A couple of things to note with this is here we want to change this to for child rather than for root. And in here its path is new. We don't have path match. We don't have redirect to. Instead we're going to have component. And here we're going to have creator component. What you're going to find is at the moment, if you're using WebStorm, Germany doesn't like adding this at the moment. For some reason, it doesn't like automatically importing components in the router files. But, you know, it's pretty easy to add it yourself. The rest is done automatically for you, so... Alright, next bit is to go into create a components, check that works. What we should see in a minute, if I'm lucky. See what's going on. Oh, I do need to actually load in. I did load in the creator module, the creator routing. It's all fine. A module, create a module, create a component. That should work. Let's have a look, see what's wrong. No, it's not a... big mistake. Right, so my mistake here is I forgot to add the routing. Silly me. Right, so you've got to remember to add the routing. Being dumb. Oh, I'll let WebStorm load that. App.routing, and the same with the creator module. We need to do the same, so you need to import routing in here as well. That one, there we go. That should kick it into gear and get it going. Let's wait for that to recompile. Let's refresh that. See what we got. Seems fine. Let's kill this off. Sometimes WebStorm can get a bit funny, so we'll restart the server and see what happens. There we go. See, WebStorm being funny. Don't know why, it does it all the time. So yeah, remember to add in, just as a quick one, remember to add in the routing into the modules. My mistake. So that's that. Right, now we need to add in a component inside of the creator. So we go into cd into creator. Actually, it's source /app, and then cd creator, and then what we need to do is ngg, and then ngg component, and we'll call this one canvas. So what we've done there is loaded a canvas in, and that should have automatically loaded a canvas component in here. Then in the component, all we need to do is do this bit, which is app canvas, and that will load the canvas for us. That's pretty cool. So inside the canvas, what we need to do is we'll look at this, and then we'll need to add in a quick thing. So what we'll do is div class canvas hyphen app, and then here we'll add a canvas element. Give it ID of canvas, and then we'll just give this class canvas just in case we want to use it, and then that's that. And we need to give it a width. I'll just make that 800, and a height, same thing, 800. These aren't going to be relevant. I'll show you in a minute. I'm going to do some code to get rid of that. So, right. So now we've done that, we need to also go into here and get rid of that. So that should load the canvas. And we'll just add in a thing here that says H1 or high, just to make sure we know that it's all working okay. Oh. Let's just shove that above, just in case that's falling down below it. There we go. Just obviously falling down below the canvas because it's 800 by 800. So we've got the canvas done. What I do want to have a look at is using a thing called Angular Flex Layout. This is a new library that I have been made aware of that seems pretty cool. Basically allows you to use Flexbox grid system inside of your app. Don't have to, without any real headaches at all. So let's add that in npm, install it and save it, and we'll get on with adding some flex layouts just to smart up the front end a little bit, so you guys can get something that looks a little bit decent, and we'll go from there. So let's just take their example. Essentially, go to create component, add that in there. We don't need that. I'm thinking what we need is only 2 columns, one for a side menu and one for the main canvas area. I do have plans in a later video to add in the capability to drag stuff onto the canvas, so I'm guessing the best idea is to probably allow 2 parts, one for the side menu as I said, where we can put the drag stuff, and one for the canvas area, which will fill up the rest of the area. So if you set this equal to 100, that'll take up 100 of the width, and if we set this one to a fixed width of 350 pixels, that will then fix width that. If we then add in the canvas onto this side, and then we do this, just to make sure this is in center, what we want to do is then do fx flex align, and then equals center. This one we don't need any of these. That one we need. This one we don't. So just get rid of the extra small ones. So now we'll deal with those later. So let's have that center to center, a flex line center at canvas, and inside the canvas, what we'll do is the same thing. We'll have flex row and center center on the div on the canvas wrap. Sorry, my mistake there. And then we'll have the same flex line center on the actual canvas itself. If I quickly add a style tag for you, that'll be border 1 pixel solid, and just have 666. And then our side menu, we'll give that a class as side menu. Menu, and inside of our styles, what we'll do is we will add in dot side menu, set this to width 100%, height height is 100 VH. Yes, I'm aware that might not work in some browsers, but I'm not too worried about that right now. And then we want to have background color, just make that white for now. I will have a border right of 1 pixel solid. Let's go E. Seems right. Right, let's have a look, see what we've got. Oh, and canvas wrap dot canvas. There we go, and let's make that just background color of CCC for now. See what we got. Oh, obviously, being a dumbass that I am, we do need to add in the flex layout stuff. So in here, in the module, you do need to add flex layout module, and you will need to set for root. So just to let you know, then that will work and kick in. As you can see, obviously, what I'm gonna do there is just add a body, make sure there's no margin on the body. So let's just say body and then margin 0. So as you can see, we've got our canvas and we've got an area for our side menu. So let's get on with having some fabric stuff. So npm install fabric. I'll remember to just -- save on that one. So what we want to do is install fabric and then install the types for fabric. Remember, because obviously fabric's a JavaScript library, we do need to install the types of Angular that can recognize where it is. So we'll have to add @types/fabric. So we'll do that in a minute when this is compiled. A quick word to mention is when you do add fabric, you'll probably have to go and add Cairo, which on a Mac is okay, but there are some issues with Windows. If you go and look it up, it's pretty easy to figure it out. Just go through the steps on the on their on the GitHub, and you'll be able to follow it through pretty well. I've done it on Windows before; it just takes a little bit longer. So next, as npm install @types/fabric, and then it's just -- save -dev. Remember, we want it to be a dev dependency. Alright, now that's done, all we need to do, the easiest way to add fabric is import and then fabric. That imports it, and then what we want to do is declare let fabric. This is the best way I found to be able to add fabric. Fabric. If anyone else knows of any better way, please do put it in the comments. But as far as I'm aware, this is probably the easiest way to do it, is just to add fabric by importing it and then declare the variable let fabric. Seems to be the way to get rid of any problems with it whatsoever. So, going to be a simple start. We'll add some more complicated stuff in a bit later in some other videos, but to start with, let's just do private canvas. And let's do private bounding box. What I want is a bounding area. As I want to show you guys how to prevent things going out of an area at some point, so we'll just add that in now. And then private shape, we'll just do a basic shape for today. So this dot canvas dot add, not add, equals, sorry, new fabric dot canvas. And then inside of here, you just basically call it whatever you use on the ID attribute. Then what we want is a comma and some curly braces, so we can actually add some properties to our canvas. Then we want to do this dot bounding box, or bound box, equals new fabric dot rect with a capital R. And then again, add in the properties. So we want to do width, which is probably going to be 500, comma, height 500, and then let's make that 600. And then fill transparent. As you can probably hear, my dog is in the background squeaking a squeaky toy, so this is all going really well. Fill, and then we want a stroke on the outside. Let's have a stroke of, let's just make it 666, yeah. And same thing, and then we'll have a stroke dash array. This will make it dashed. Like to make bounding boxes dashed. It's just easy and a nice, cool little thing for you guys to know about. So let's do stroke dash array, and then that is just basically 5,5, and then we'll just have that should do for now. And then want to make a shape. This dot shape equals new fabric dot rect again, and then again curly braces, and let's make this width 200 comma height 200, so let's make it a square, and then fill, we'll just make that red, just easy for you guys to see. Should be pretty simple. And then what do we want to do then? Let's now center the bounding box. Well, let's add them first. So let's canvas.add this dot shape. So we'll do this bound box first, and then this dot shape, and then duplicate that, and then shape. And then what we want to do is this dot canvas dot center object, and then this dot bound box. Right, now we've done that, you'll see, I should see, some improvements, as you can see. So you can see there, red box, top left corner. We haven't already added a left and top value, so let's do that. It's generally easy. Left is make it 100 off the left and 100 off the top. Alright, there we go. That should just make it off the top and off the left. Let's remove the dotted line. So guys know where the canvas is now, so we don't need that. We're not going to need that in a minute anyway, I'll show you why. Right, so we've got this is our bounded area, that's our shape, we'll work with that later. What I want to do now is just show you guys, let's set up the canvas to be the full area of that shape, the bounded parent. So obviously we've got our bounding parent, which is our flex 100 here. This is going to have a width and a height property, and what we want to do is try and pull that into our canvas. So what we want to do is do private element, and then we do element ref, and that should pull the element reference of this canvas for us. What that'll do is enable me to just get some width and height values of the parent. So what we'll do is we'll do this dot element ref, element dot native element dot parent element dot client width is the one we're looking for, and the same for the height. So this should enable us to then set the width and the height of the canvas to be exactly the same size as the entire area of the bounding parent, which I am apparently mistaken. We got any errors? Nope. Let's just console that out and see what we end up with. No, seems right. Oh, being a dumbass. Obviously, got the right values, but set it on the wrong property. We want it set on the canvas, not the bounding box. Can't believe that, being blind there. So yeah, this should work now because it's now on the canvas rather than the bounding box. No wonder the bounding box disappeared. Me being a bit dumb there. So you'll probably see now this is actually filling up whole area there. And then we obviously want the width and height properties back of our bounding area because it's now not got any. So what we need to do is set those back 500, 600, and you should see it all reappear again. As you can see, our canvas is taking up the full area, and this is now taking up the same. Right, so what I've tried to do today is just show you how to set up Fabric.js and set up the canvas so it's full width and height. What you will need to do though, if we're going to do this a bit further videos, is we're going to need to refresh the canvas every time the window resizes, but that should be fine. This is just a demonstration to just set it width and height, which is full of the parent. And I'm going to be looking at doing some stuff on the left hand side here to add in some accordion features that then underneath them have stuff you can drag in onto the canvas. So that's my first video, guys, and hopefully I'll see you again soon. In my next video we'll be going through doing some accordion modules and dragging stuff onto the canvas. Thanks.